Well, well, well. Look who we have here again. We've got Jeremy coming in. We might have Nick coming in as well. How the heck are all of you on this lovely Saturday? We were up until 4 in the morning last night doing exactly this, and we're about to do more of it. Maybe not till 4 a.m. I don't know if my body can take it, but we'll see. I will do it. It's dependent on the backer train. I live and die at the whims of the backer train and a lot of coffee. So, welcome in. The early crew came in so dang strong. How's it going? You're still alive and breathing. We're doing it. Tired, I had to leave you at midnight, United Kingdom time last night. Damn. Well, well, well. I am going to do this for every new person who jumps in. Well, well, well.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm very tired.
Did you make it to Grand Rapids?
I showed up, and they were about 2 hours into the ceremony. But I got to see my brother. They read my brother's name. He walked. We took pictures. So
Yeah.
all the stuff I really cared about, I got to see. Although
That's good. That's good.
Somehow they got Steve Wozniak to do the keynote speech, which is crazy.
Wait, I know the name. Who is that?
He's this. He worked for Apple. He made the Apple computer.
Yeah. The different Apple Steve, not the Steve Jobs.
Yes, there were two Steves. Yeah. One who could sell things and one who could build things. And it was kind of interesting. He went off book a lot. Like he just was like, "Oh, by the way, the movie was wrong. It didn't happen that way at all." And then he was giving a keynote to a bunch of business majors, being like, "I know you're going to be really tempted, but please don't embrace enshittification for profit and corporate surveillance state. Please, God, please don't do that." And I was like, none of these people are going to listen to a goddamn word you're saying.
Nah. Unfortunate. Well, that's cool that you got to see him walk. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it for his undergrad or like a higher level degree?
It was for his bachelor's.
Nice.
I think he's done.
I was done with my bachelor's.
Yeah. He's already got a job offer, so he's off to better and brighter things.
That's funny. Oh yeah, at around 4 a.m. Davis was explaining Bitcoin to me. So that's where the stream went after you left.
Okay. Well, probably left at a good time then.
I understand it marginally better. Very slightly. It's not anywhere. It's just in code.
Yeah, it's numbers in a very complex math problem.
Yeah. I can't grasp it firmly. The concept, but Davis very patiently and very clearly explained it. Wait, I just read a thing and then I went away. Cashew McDubbins must return. So I lost the art for Cashew McDubbins. Cashew McDubbins might need a makeover.
Who?
Cashew McDubbins.
Oh, that fucked up thing
with the lips and the leather jacket.
Yeah. Do you have the VOD? Because you could extract a screen grab from that and then use the object selection tool to cut them out in Photoshop. So then you can get another PNG.
Cashew McDubbins will rise from the ashes.
Simple problem, simple solutions. Everyone today. My camera. I was trying to see my.
That's a hate crime. Listen, I didn't mean to. I don't know what happened. What? Deleting Cashew McDubbins art. Oh. I didn't mean to. We have broken $556,000.
So my lock in our thing is 565K. So if we hit that and then stop, I don't get anything other than the ability to be mildly smug.
We can't have that. We need to hit
No,
600.
any reason for my delusions of preciseness and mental acuity need to be stopped as quickly and frequently as possible.
My lock was 600. So you can either have
I wish we'd get 600.
Jeremy's mental acuity or you can have my, I don't know, blind
Not even
optimism.
acuity; it's more of an undeserved sense of accomplishment that I have.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I really wish that we could do the rest of those realms. Like if we did 650 or whatever the hell it would be. Um,
That'd be cool. Well, could we have one of the realms lead to aired?
well, that wouldn't make terrible sense if it's in aired. Um,
Oh, yeah, I keep
because
forgetting
it's
that
the
technically.
well, no, it's anywhere. It's an anywhere setting. So if you tie it to another, like, it doesn't. I want it to be able to work no matter where you put it. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like if you set it in the world of the Starship Warden, that would be very weird because there's
Yeah.
a portal to the Starship Warden in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you set it on Barsoom, that would be very weird because there's a portal to Barsoom in it.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to keep it very pure to what he's got a list. He had his interests.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
If it says, you give your aired podcast a pitch, I will be very annoying and give the aired podcast a pitch. Hey, look up Adventure Slang Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to me and Dungeon Mr. Ty yap about aired. It's excellent. Cats love it, dogs love it, moms and dads love it. It's fun for the whole family. Check out episode 1 of Aired Out. It's live. It's alive. And it's coming for you. It's approaching your location. I'm very tired.
Lord. Yeah, you and me both. 4 in the
I
morning, huh? What made you call it quits?
I looked at the time. It had been 11 hours and 20 minutes. And I remember, like, I thought about, I had to be on camera today to be in an actual play, which is a really great series. It's like a 3-part series. And this was our second session, but I'm not going to be present for the finale. And so this was going to be the session where my character bows out. And so I knew that I was going to need to be like coherent and be able to form thoughts in order to like sell that. I don't know. Some people are really great at like the improv and can role play and just like pull it out. And I am not one of those people. So, I looked at the time and I was like, I need to, unfortunately, take a long rest. Search for aired and it pops up immediately. Hey, that's SEO.
I don't know how many other things would be competing.
A totally nonsense fantasy word.
Yeah.
Brings up an accurate search result. Crazy.
I searched Glimbleglop and I got the Glimbleglop World podcast.
No
Amazing.
way.
No way. I mean, it is. I mean, it's good that you put exactly what's on the tin, right?
Exactly. Well, the name was Ty's idea.
Are we ignoring your chats, Agile Monk? What'd you say?
What did you say, buddy?
Let's go all the way to the top.
Jeremy is so pleased at how much more work TLG is letting you do. Your work gets better and better, and me and my team and veteran club members have been so thankful for your starter set for CNC. Yes.
Oh, golly.
Amen.
Glad somebody liked it.
It's good. It's really good.
It's all right. I mean, true to growth, everything I look when I'm writing something, I'm like, this is brilliant. And then like 2 months later, I'll look back on it and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Which I guess is presumably growth, unless it's just me shifting rapidly through modes of thought.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hang on. I'm going to find some music to put on just in the background here. Copyright free.
Hell yeah.
Crispy water ASMR. No.
Crispy water. That was my nickname in high school. Hey, that's crispy water over there.
Stay out of his way.
You don't want to know why he's called that. Yeah, I don't know about a 2.0 starter set. I get the impression that they're probably going to shelve it and make something else. Because Steve's got it in his head that he wants some sort of onboarding product, which has like 8 sentences of rules, which is
Mm.
probably what it should be anyway.
Yeah, all you need
Um,
is the siege engine.
well, I mean, he had a list of things that he was like, I wanted to teach them how to role play. I wanted, so I gave him all these things. He's like, this thing's huge. There's so much stuff in it. I was like, that's what you wanted.
There's a lot of direction to give out, unfortunately.
A lot of things to do. I could have been more brief, and honestly, it probably should have had fewer levels. The six levels of character is a ton, and the adventure probably isn't even enough to get you to second level. So I could have gotten away with just one level. Um,
Damn. Do an amazing adventure starter set. Now we're talking. That'd be fun.
that would be fun. I don't know that I would be equipped to write that. I think that'd be more Jason's wheelhouse, and he would. I mean, just looking at the white box, clearly he would produce something very different than I would. But I'm sure it'd be great. The only challenge would be what sort of genre would the sample scenario be? What might be best is just like 12 pages where each page is like like one genre kind of deal. It's just like, oh, here's a post-apocalypse, here's a far future sci-fi, here's a spy thriller, here's a superhero, here's a cult mystery, here's planetary romance,
That'd be cool.
giant monster kaiju battles, whatever.
I have to admit that every Castles and Crusades game that I've run has included at least one player playing an Amazing Adventures class.
Really?
And it's been awesome.
What do they play?
I've had two people play Mentalists. Right now Nick is playing a Mentalist in our little 2-person solo
I like the
RPG
mentalist
home
class.
game. Love the Mentalist. Anyone who's been asking for psionics in Castles and Crusades,
We already have it. Yeah.
you want the Mentalist. The Mentalist
Yeah.
is what you want.
It's the I think a lot of the time what they're asking for specifically is a weird resolution system, because I sort of get why that is, because mechanics can impart a certain otherness to things. Like if your spells resolve exactly the same way as your psionics, that kind of suggests to you that they're sort of the same thing, when one is like exercising your will over abstract powers of the universe, and the other is there's a growth in your frontal lobe that produces malignant energy.
Get your lobes out.
Truly,
your
yeah.
growths.
What movie is that where Jeffrey Combs' pineal gland pops out of his forehead? He sucks like somebody's eye out.
I haven't seen any of those. We learned this.
It's like a Stuart Gordon film. Someone knows this. From Beyond, thank you. Don't watch From Beyond.
Is Backer
You'll have a
really
bad
putting a
time.
hard stop at midnight? I have not heard that.
Who doing what?
Is Backer Kit really putting a hard stop at midnight?
Where do you have a link for where you've seen that?
I have not heard that. That would be news to me. Wait, I saw Martin in here earlier. Martin, is there a hard stop at midnight?
Who's midnight?
Yeah. Pacific Standard Time, certainly. We got a question. Wait, I gotta find it. Sorry. MJ Cook. Any cool ecologies or playing at monsters planned for the next Crusader magazine stretch goal? Seems like a good issue to focus on something pretty weird.
Oh, yeah. So
for the annual.
Yeah, so the playing at column is one that I do for monstrous PC options. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't know that would be a good vehicle for that sort of thing, because Gary rather infamously was opposed to characters playing monsters. But like an ecology of some sort, I think would be great. Probably something weird from the dungeon. Some weird, unique creature.
That'd be cool.
The giant golden crab, that could be fun. Although it probably just lives like a crab. So you need something intelligent, because the black centipede is in there, but that's just a bug. There's only so much you can say about a bug. You do lozels. Lozels are in there. Batrachianoids, those are in there.
What's a lozol?
um, it's like do you know what a mandrill is?
No.
Look up a picture of a mandrill.
All right. Hang on, I've got blueberry donut on my fingers. Just spelled mandrill.
Yes.
Oh, it's handsome.
So it's that mixed with an orc.
Okay.
That's a lozol. They like
Very cool.
batrachiate. They brachiate through trees, and they like fight you with their feet. They drop down and do whatever.
Nice.
And then Trachianoids are like frogmen. And there's Thools as well, which are they look like hobgoblins, but they regenerate as trolls and paralyze as ghouls.
That's fun.
And there's somewhere in the Lost City, there's something that's like a six-legged wall crawling creature that breathes fire and regenerates like a troll. They don't have a name yet, so I don't know what they are, but something like that could be very cool.
Gygax, known via Rogues Gallery, had a few parties with members who were reincarnated. Maybe start reincarnated as a character option.
Starting as a reincarnated character? That'd be nuts, because there's some crazy stuff on the reincarnation table.
That'd be
Like, you
kind
can
of
just like,
cool.
well, you just become like an ogre mage or a bear.
That sounds
And you're just like stuck as that.
I want to be the bear.
Well, so there's different. So the druid has a different table than the wizard. Or the is it a cleric? Who I know for sure druid has one. Who else gets the reincarnation spell? Someone knows. But the druid one is very like you can become a satyr or a centaur or an elf or like a sprite or a pixie or like a badger or a bear or a wolf.
Hey, Peter says I had a character reincarnated as a badger once.
See, and that's so cool. Druid has animals, wizard has humanoids. So yeah, a wizard could come back. Like you could be super fucked. You could come back as a kobold and be like, oh, I'm what the hell am I gonna do now?
Well,
or
thanks
you
to
change.
your earlier playing in kobold as a playable race, you can play a kobold.
Well, you can, sure. Binturongs. Binturongs are great. They're really cute.
Binturongs.
They sort of look like cats. They sort of look like bears. They sort of look like monkeys.
Cat, bear, monkey.
I love lizardmen. Lizardmen are so cool.
You did lizardmen as a playable race.
Yeah, I've many a time I have said that the lizardman, of like all of the monsters, would be the most at home in like the PC lineup because they're not evil. I mean, they might eat you, but they're not evil. They're human sized. They have roughly human intellect. They can use tools. They have culture. They have religion. They don't murder you on sight, and the stuff that they can do is not ridiculous. So like first level monsters, but they can hold their breath underwater and they can swim really well. And that's about it. They got a claw attack, but it's really weak.
That's cool.
And the adding them kind of ups the fantasy. It makes it more the world an extra notch higher. Because all of the standard ones just look like people of different sizes and shapes. The lizard man is like a full shift into monstrous.
Yeah.
I think hobgoblin's another one, but hobgoblins are a little evil, a little nasty.
Wait,
they're they're lawful evil. They hyper industrious, hyper intelligent, super organized.
I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back.
We all get to hang out on our own for a moment. Someone asked me a question, or I'm going to start rambling. I'm just going to start rambling. I watched Terminator 2 the other day for the first time. It's a quality film. It's great movie. Not as good as the first one, but an amazing action film. Great characters. Yeah, for the first time. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen it. I thought Edward Furlong was a great child actor. Yeah, I know why you cry, and the all of the twists on the formula are so brilliant. Like it's just enough to recontextualize everything and add a little bit more dramatic meat to the bone and uh, provide opportunity for character interactions that the first film just couldn't because it was a horror action premise where the core idea, which is such it's like the Jaws premise, right? Jaws is there's something in the water and it wants to kill you. Scary. Terminator is a robot from the future is trying to kill you for something you haven't done yet. Scary. And then Terminator 2 is just ratchets it up, and it gives all these characters much more character and motivation, and everyone is hyper. I don't want to say capable, but what's the term in story writing when they can do things? Agency. They have total agency. Everyone is like, it's one of the films where it's like, oh, everybody's doing a ton of stuff here. It's really, really great.
Nice. Why does the
Linda
Terminator
Hamilton's
wanna
great
terminate?
in it? Because he's sent there by what is it, Cyberdyne Systems? He was sent back to 1984 to kill Linda Hamilton's character, whose name I can't remember. Sarah Connor. He's got to kill Sarah Connor, terminate Sarah Connor. He doesn't kill, he terminates.
Terminate.
Because she will give birth to John Connor, which is the leader of the resistance, which will bring about an end to Cyberdyne Systems. So, you know. Oh my God, it's so incredible.
Get to the chopper.
Well, that's is that Commando or is that Predator? That's Predator. He says, "Get to the chopper."
Oh shit!
I'm here. Kill me. I'm here. Come on, do it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is just Arnold Schwarzenegger and everything.
Yeah. I think there's a movie he did, like after he retired from politics, like his first return to cinema. That's pretty good. Where it's like the closest, because he's kind of like a real life cartoon character, and I mean that in the most loving way possible. But it's like it's one of those movies where you almost kind of buy him in this role.
Yeah.
Hercules in New York is not a good film.
Hercules in New York.
That was his first film, and his Austrian accent was so goddamn thick that they dubbed him over with some other guy. So it's just like this iconic movie star before he's an iconic movie star with a voice that's completely wrong.
You can't get rid of Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. Just don't cast Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, that was before he was anybody. They just liked that he was huge. They're like, we need someone to play Hercules. Lou Ferrigno's not available.
That's crazy. Bad call.
Kindergarten Cop.
Jeez.
Twins. I like Twins. It's a good movie. Great premise. Premise is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are fraternal twins.
It's for a. Wait. Okay, Guar. I'm sorry. It's for of. God, my brain.
So it's sort of jarring for Gen Xers to watch millennial.
Thank you.
Gen Zers talk about Arnold/Terminator stuff as a thing of the past. They're still making movies. They're junk, but they're still making them.
Pardon me. We talked about this last night. I love a bad movie.
I do too. Most of the movies in my collection are bad.
Nick and I have started this thing where we'll watch like the Hallmark movies during the holidays.
Those are rough.
It's so fun.
Those are rough.
Oh, it's so much fun. The Vanessa-verse, Vanessa Hudgens, she's in so many.
Oh, she's in so many of those, yeah.
And they all are like, I don't know if they're like made by the same company or what.
It's got to be. It's got to be like a studio house, like a studio just cranking those out all year.
They share a cinematic universe. They reference each other. The
That's
Vanessa.
very funny if they do. Oh yeah, in the second Lou Ferrigno Hercules movie, he throws a bear into outer space. So that's pretty good.
Ah, yes, one of the Herculean tasks.
Yeah, and it turns into Ursa Major. Yeah. It's like, what happened? Like it turns into like a bad optical effect of a bear roaring in the sky, and then that fades to Ursa Major. You're like, what the hell? What just happened?
Sharknado. I never watched Sharknado.
there's
Peter's
no
so
earnestness to
awesome.
it. It's doing it intentionally, so it's not lacks
Yeah, it's got to be
one of
have
the
like an
one of
earnest
the
effort.
yeah. So one of the essential ingredients to a good bad movie is cluelessness. Like there cannot be any guile to what's going on.
Yeah,
There can like because the second they try to play it up, it's
yeah,
just a nightmare.
yeah. A great example of a great bad movie is Now You See Me Too. Have you
I
seen
said
that one?
it's. I saw the first one in theaters, and there was like, "I'm Mark Ruffalo. I'm secretly the wizard." And I'm like, "This is fucking bullshit. What? You didn't even know this?" Because I was so mad in the theater. I was like, "This is a twist where they did not plant any seeds. There was nothing to suggest this was the case, and they act like it's this mind-bending revelation." It's like, no,
Oh
you
my god, you never saw this coming. The
saw this
close enough,
coming.
the closer you look, the less you see. Ah,
Well, what's funny about the sequel?
waffles, yes. Um, okay, so the sequel has one, I think, good scene sequence, and that is like the scene that everyone has seen. How many times can I say scene in one sentence? Where it's like the card scene where they're all in the
Yeah,
white room, the
yeah,
cards
yeah, I've
flying
seen
around the
that.
room. Yeah, that's the only good scene. Okay, so Woody
But
Harrelson
they have like
has a
the magic
CGI.
in
Like,
the magic in that movie. As I recall, is so ridiculous
it's so
that
dumb.
they're just like real wizards now, right?
Well, so not I mean, it all is explained. There is like a B plot where it's like, "Oh, but magic is real." Um I think everything except one trick is like an actual magic trick, but that's not real magic. But Woody Harrelson has like a twin who has hair in it, and it's like the worst character. And then, like,
Also played by him, I imagine, in a bad wig.
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, good.
Maybe facial hair too. I don't know if the facial hair is the same.
Big comedy beard.
Oh, there's one other thing that is done well. It's the kindest thing that I can say about this movie. There's a scene where, sorry, I am going to spoil Now You See Me Too. So if you aren't interested
Bastard.
in that, just mute it real quick for
They
like a
should have
minute.
also they should have called the movie "Now You Don't."
That's way better.
Like
That would
that's
have been way
such a
better.
slam dunk. That's
Yeah,
such a slam dunk.
swing and a miss. But fucking, there's a scene where the Mark Ruffalo character, his dad is like a famous musician who drowned in a safe because he did like a failed magic trick where he was gonna like escape from a
He was
safe.
a
That was,
musician or a.
did I say musician? A
You said
magician.
he was a failed musician.
Failed magician. Well, he was a
Okay.
famous magician who
Yeah.
was dropped into like it was for a trick. They lock him in a safe and then they drop the safe into the river
Yeah.
and then he
Like
escapes.
Harry Houdini escape act in a tank of water.
But the safe was warped and so his dad drowned in the safe and died. And they never found him. Ooh.
Oh my
So,
God, Mark Ruffalo! I'm going to drown. Get me out of
wow.
here.
So the bad guys
It's
are like
fantastic.
the bad guys are dragging Mark Ruffalo. They're gonna kill him, and they're gonna kill him in the same way that his dad died. So they like
Oh my gosh.
they are dragging him towards this safe. And the kindest thing I can say that about the movie is that the scene where they're dragging him towards the safe, it looks terrible. It looks terrifying. It's like this
Okay.
dark metal, like
Oh,
rusty, like
legitimately.
scary looking. Like
Yeah.
you look at it and you're like, I don't want to go in there, and he's gonna go in there, and it sucks.
Mhm.
So that was a true visceral moment in that movie that I think was done well, and that's about all of the kind words that I have for
Okay.
it.
I've got a good bad movie recommendation for everyone out there. It's a rough like this is like AP bad movies. Like you have to have like you have to be trained on this stuff.
It's not for beginners.
No, it's not for beginners.
Okay,
It's a master class. It's called Suburban Sasquatch.
I'm gonna write it down.
It's like it's right on the line of like funny bad where it's like almost painful. Um Another one is the film Partners, which is even more advanced. But if you have a well-tuned bullshit detector, it's one of the funniest films you'll ever see. What else?
Wait, I was texting Nick. What was the Sasquatch?
Suburban Sasquatch.
Suburban Sasquatch.
think I have that on DVD. I'm not sure.
Wait, Agile had a question. Grace
Yeah.
and Jeremy, did Steve show the samples of the CNC spell cards? No, I've not seen any
Are there?
samples of spell
No, I've not
cards.
seen. No, I I'm in total Zagyg mode, so I don't know what's going on with the spell book. I know that I have work that I'm supposed to do on it. I don't know when I'm gonna do it.
I've also
Um,
been fully in Zagyg marketing mode where I've not really focused on anything aside from that. If you've sent an email to product support in the last week, I'm so sorry. We'll get to it. I just haven't yet. I'll watch Battle Beyond the Stars, Battlefield Earth, The Postman, and Waterworld over and over again before I watch The Rise of Skywalker for a second time.
you know what? Waterworld, not that bad a movie. It's got lots of neat stuff in it.
What's Waterworld? I feel like I've heard of that. I'm going to Google it.
It's a Kevin Costner film. It's a post-apocalyptic movie where the whole planet is flooded with water.
Oh.
It's like a famously huge bomb at the box office.
The name kind of sells a different sort of idea in my brain. Like, oh, Waterworld.
No, yeah,
That doesn't
no, it's
sound
not
serious.
pleasant. It's Mad Max on a boat. He pisses on a lady and then he tries to murder a little girl at one point, and he's our hero.
Amazing.
You know, standard movie star stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, Vinny said Mad Max on a boat.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Manfred says, once you say Kevin Costner film, you know it's genuinely bad.
Hey,
not
he's
good
okay
bad.
in some things. Like what was that? What's that really good movie he's in?
I don't know Kevin Costner.
This is a lot of crap. Wait a minute.
Robin Hood, says Babosa.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which is fun. It's not. I wouldn't call it good. Dances with Wolves is a great movie. Field of Dreams is I like. I won't say it's great, but I like it. The Untouchables. That's a great movie. Hello.
William says Bodyguard is a favorite for many.
Not seen Bodyguard.
The Postman, Tin Cup, Yellowstone. Damn.
Yeah, he's in Yellowstone.
This guy's.
Oh, he's in
a lot
Man of
stuff.
Steel, so never mind. I forgot. He plays the Ayn Randian Pa Kent in 2013's Man of Steel,
Wow.
which is just, he's like, don't save people. You don't know it to anyone. Just hide your powers. It's like, this is a really great, uplifting film about the magic of a man who can fly.
Man, what can we talk about with Zagyg? What's going on with Zagyg right now?
I'm
trying to think
250
of, like,
feet below ground.
Any kind of like topic that we haven't discussed with Zagyg yet. I feel like we've been around the block on it.
Well, I can. Here, let me open up the manifest. Let's see what's in here.
I was hearing from Nick about the Black Reservoir earlier, which Nick might join us. Anyone who doesn't know, Nick is also sort of working on Castle Zagyg along with Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. What did he say about the Black Reservoir?
He was telling me what it is. It's like the reservoir of all of the water, or not all of the water, but like the biggest concentration of the water in Castle Zagyg. And
Sort
there
of.
is, oh my
But
god,
yeah,
a Cthulhu beast, an eldritch thing that's sleeping in there that you can wake up, and then it storms Zeegsburg.
Yeah, there's a cistern. So the reservoir collects water from the False Urt River through a number of various channels and pumps it up to the level above it, which is the arcane workshops.
Okay.
Which, as a laboratory for making potions and creating artificial life forms, is presumably very water intensive. So they have this huge cistern underneath. The Lightless Lake, which is like the natural water table, is much deeper down, and that has way more water in it. It's way bigger. But you know, this high up, it's the closest big water source. And in the cistern is I kind of described it as like a giant lobster because I thought that'd be fun. It's like a barnacle ridden thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's trapped because Zagyg loves trapping things and just keeping them
Yeah.
places. This is like the 7th or 8th monster that I've come across so far that's like that. And you can let it out, and that sort of weakens the torpor that's been put over it, and it kind of regains its psychic ability, its psionic powers, and starts sending out messages to anyone within like 5 miles that'll be receptive to it, trying to compel them to like start a cult and then go infiltrate the city. It doesn't leave the reservoir. I mean, it could. I don't know how it would fit, but I think it's trapped in there for now. But it'll send its agents to go do all sorts of things.
The baby is looking at you.
What do you want?
Oh my goodness.
Sweet boy.
What's her name?
His name is Sparky.
His name. Sparky. Oh my goodness.
He stinks.
Sparky, you gotta change your name. Mod Sparky in chat. There can only be one. Oh my goodness.
What are
You're
you
just
doing?
a baby. He's so handsome.
Your breath stinks so bad.
He's so handsome.
What do you want? A big neck flap.
Just wants the love-ins. Nick took
Go get your
Trevor
duck.
to the park.
Go get your duck.
Hang on. I'm being like a proud mom right now.
Huh?
This was Trouble earlier today. He was very handsome. He did very well at the park.
Oh my goodness.
He listened to his dad. He minded his father. He got a lot of compliments.
His father. He's big. Oh, there we go.
And everybody loved him, and he was very well behaved, is what I was told.
That's good.
Yeah. Usually he listens pretty well to me, but he might test it with Nick.
Oh
Sometimes.
yeah.
He does all right, but sometimes he'll be resistant. So I'm happy to hear.
I've got him trained pretty well. He won't eat until I tell him to, so he'll just sit there and like stare and wait.
Oh.
Like if I drop food, he'll like look at me like I gotta be like, go get it, and then he'll go get it. But,
that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Trouble used to never get into anything. Like we just didn't have to worry. We could like leave food out. We could, just we never had to worry about it because he wasn't interested. And then we switched his food. And now he is very interested in food. He wants to eat our food. He wants to get into stuff. And it's that's an adjustment for the family, for sure.
Manfred von Beck wants to talk about the God Trap. What do you want to talk about related to the God Trap, Manfred?
God Trap.
I don't even know if we can use that. I have no idea. I gotta figure that out.
They are as adorable as my 8 guardian pit bulls that I surround myself with. Oh, pit bulls. They're so sweet. I love pit bulls. I'm dying to hear about this. About the God Trap?
Mm. Unfortunately, anything I tell you is not going to be very satisfying.
We discussed it a little bit last night, didn't we?
Yeah, so
I
it's...
like remember what we even talked about.
It's a room that traps 8 demigods of opposing alignments in it that Zagyg used to attain apotheosis. So he sapped part of their power to make himself a demigod because he was a mortal. No, he is a minor deity, not even a demigod. And there's all of this sort of incessant questioning, not related to this campaign, but over the course of 50 years, who the hell was in that trap? Because there's no clean answers. I could tell you what was in his home game, but that doesn't make any sense for the lore of what, if they're setting it Greyhawk or whatever, it doesn't make any sense because they're like supremely powerful gods that they couldn't really, like, how is he punching that high above his weight class and tricking them in there? So like there's no definitive list ultimately, and so much of this was one. He was the only one that I would call a demigod on that list. The rest of them were like really, really powerful, made like Hextor and Heronius, like really heavy hitters.
Damn.
So much of this was done seat of your pants. Like there's a great article in I have it done. Let me find the issue. Dragon 2. Downloaded it. Dragon Magazine number 287. If you can find a copy of that, Gary writes about the character Obmi the Dwarf, which is a famous, sort of infamous character in the dungeons, and how that was spun up on a whim because the shape of the room was interesting and he thought it warranted more than what was written in the encounter list. He's like, there's a dwarf here with boots of speed and a repulsion cannon, right? So he's just like,
a repulsion
boom, sending out
cannon?
this blast of, it repels you. Yeah, it sends you flying back.
Hey, Steve,
and he gets away because he's got the boots of speed and all this other magic items. So it's from that, some line of intrigue, like the first villain of the dungeon is born. A ton of this is not written down. A ton of it is just, hey, we're wheeling and dealing. It's a Friday night. I've got 4 hours to entertain these goddamn kids, right? He's like, well, I got a room here. I'll put this in there.
Mark on YouTube asks, has this been the biggest project either of you worked on so far? What have been the biggest challenges and what things have gone easier than expected? That's a good question.
Repeat the question.
Is this the biggest project that either of you have worked on so far? What have been the biggest challenges and what things have gone easier than expected?
I think it's not the biggest yet, but it will be by the time I'm done with it. Making my own game was the biggest project I just in terms of time. That took 2.5 years of my life. But the cognitive load of that is nothing compared to this. And I'm sure by the time I'm done, nothing before or probably ever again in my career will ever come close to it.
Yeah.
What was the second half of that?
What have been the biggest challenges and what things have gone easier than expected? I don't know. So I feel like this is like one of the most monumental things that I've been present for, but I'm not working on it in the same capacity that like you are and that Nick is. And like, I don't know, like I advertise it, like I talk about it online, but I don't think that I'm really in Castle Zagyg the way that you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, probably just secondhand what Nick is telling you.
Yeah.
Deciphering the notes and trying. So there's these two sort of things that we have to balance, and they're very, very opposed to each other. Preservation of the original material and an internally consistent logical world in line with the material that was written under Gary's approval in 2007 and 2006 through 2008. Because basically it's two Garys. There's Gary 1972 and there's Gary 2007. Those are two very different guys with very different ideas of what the experience should be.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of it's blending that and I don't want like this huge scene where it's like, oh, here's all the Gary approved stuff, and then it suddenly gets like crazy. Yeah. And that's super, super hard to do. It's so difficult. There have been some instances where I've had to move encounters or alter them or replace them. Sometimes I cheated a little bit because like, I think at some point there was a room with like some crazy monster in it, but it was crossed out and he wrote the initials of the player who killed it. So I was like, okay, here are the bones of that monster now, just so that I don't have to deal with the implications of this crazy thing being on whatever level it's on.
Sure.
It's helpful that Gary had like a list of must-haves for each floor, because a lot of it I don't think he was overly concerned with, but some of it he was like, this absolutely has to be here, and all of that I've been very meticulous in preserving and presenting as accurately as possible.
Guar asks, what were each of your roles on the Castle Zagyg project?
I was an editor, like for technicals, and then I became like a style editor, and then I became a writer, and then I became the project lead. So.
And I'm just Troller Games social media manager, so I do the advertising and trying to coordinate like this kind of stuff. So like I
Yeah.
don't know, playthroughs and recorded stuff and
Mm.
content like that. Question: with PC levels 4 through 6, what levels of the dungeons should I be steering towards?
3 through 5, or 2 through 5. Originally, it was like each level was the level of the character class, but that has shifted because of the amount of material in the Mouths of Madness, the Castle Precinct, the East Wall Towers, the Fortress, because all of that is on top of it. So you're doing all of that. You've gained a couple levels, and now you can graduate to the first floor, which is the storerooms, which I think recommends level 2 or 3. I don't recall. 2 to 3, I think. Um,
I'd really like to play an Eastmark, like just in the wider like.
yeah, it's a teeny little region. It's like 2 hexes, I think.
That sounds cool.
It's like 60 leagues or something like that, or 20 leagues, I think. It's so chock full of crazy stuff. I'll be honest, the city of Yigsburg is intimidating to me. Because it's so lushly, like lavishly, exhaustively detailed. But the road from Yigsburg to the castle is great. The castle, the fort has such aura that like approaching it on the main path forces like fear checks to see if you have it in you to be like, yes, I'm actually going to do this. And if you fail, you turn around, tail tucked between your legs. You're like, I don't have the stones for this quite yet.
Yeah.
Of course, you can find circuitous paths through Briar and different. Like there's an ogre's cottage you can go to, and there's a tribe of low souls and a tribe of orcs, and there's Wily Will, Giant of the Hill, and Pinky the Owl Bear, and all sorts. I guess they're more in the Mouths, but they wander. There's a couple different goblin tribes as well.
That sounds fun. That sounds like just good old fashioned like adventuring.
Yeah. It's honestly it's a little bit more dressed up than the original notes, because it was very, very simple. The castle was extremely simple. And in the forward to one of the volumes, he kind of explains that. Or no, it was Jim Ward who kind of explained in one of the forwards to one of the installments. He's like, we didn't do much adventuring in the castle because we knew that the deeper we got, the more treasure there'd be, and the faster we'd level up. So all of our searching was we weren't looking to fight things. We were just looking for stairs down. That was how we played. It's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you tie character progress to gold, because it's one XP per gold piece of treasure earned. Plus magic items had a value too. But
Davis and I were talking about this a little bit after you left last night. Like I have a little bit of like a untraditional like path into tabletop role playing, and so it was
entertainment first. Yeah,
exactly. Like it was like content and like narrative and storytelling. And so the idea of like treasure gives you XP. I had not heard of that idea until like this year.
That's interesting. That for me has been true for way longer than it has not been.
Yeah.
Because whatever you tie, if you're using experience, most people in the modern age have gone to milestone.
Yeah.
But if you have a game with asynchronous leveling for balance purposes, you've got to use XP. Otherwise, you're really penalizing the players that have low XP caps and really benefiting the super powerful characters that are supposed to level up very slowly. And like multi-classing and all that just becomes completely broken. But that's not the point. Whatever you assign experience points to becomes the thing that is incentivized in the course of conducting the game. A great example, wizards would get, or magic users would get experience for spell research, and it was a ton of experience. So if your wizard spent 2 real world weeks in his tower studying to create a new spell, once he made that spell, he gained a ton of experience.
When you say real world weeks, so what do you mean by that?
So
between sessions?
Yeah, so every day out of game, a day elapsed in game. So if you played once a week, your characters would have rested for a whole week by the time you resumed play.
Okay.
Your characters would be conducting downtime activity. They'd be fixing their equipment. They'd be researching spells.
That's
All of
cool.
that kind of stuff. So a lot of those long timers for things
Hmm.
were much less crushingly brutal
Right.
than they might otherwise seem. Um, but assigning XP to gold, suddenly everyone's like these skulldugger-ish little sneak thieves who want to just go. I don't want to fight the dragon. I just want to get in there and steal his shit. It creates a very specific genre of character, the sort of swashbuckling cavalier, wise ass, kind of
Yeah.
maybe a little bit cowardly or nebbish.
That's Steve's thing is like, be a hero, go in, go for gold and glory, go for
Yeah, and he
glory,
died 4 fucking
reputation. Yeah.
times in CZ.
So far.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. It's a good time. When we did that long break before we went to Arenal, that's what Wyatt was doing. Months of character skill development. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into Endsmeet. That's going to be fun. Do you think you'll keep Jonic around, or do you think you'll swap him out for somebody else?
I don't know. The challenge is there is no logical reason that character would ever go.
Yeah, Jonic is not about it. He doesn't believe in the danger.
No, and he
Doesn't
believes
like the
enough in the
party.
other. No, he doesn't like the party, and he believes that they're competent enough that they can solve his problem for him, and he's probably right.
Well, they're gonna solve the problem.
eh, yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on all that. I
I'm invested in Jonic. I want to see his like arc. But then
I
of
don't think
course
he's
I'm
capable
thinking
of
of it
that.
like content.
I
Like
don't think
where
he's
does the character
capable.
go?
I think he's a horribly stunted person who's incapable of self-actualization. Um, Although that doesn't make for a very good story, so maybe he'll grow and change.
It'd be cool. I like the arc that Ren is on. I think that like being in Arenal, she has seen the product of like a legacy and seen what happens when like I don't know, when people have like I don't know, when people care to like build something great. I think Arenal really impressed her.
Mm.
And yeah, I think she was always interested in doing the right thing, but I think now she wants to be a hero, which
Mm.
is like that. It's fun. It's fun to play that kind of character.
Yeah, no, I like all the characters.
I like
Um,
Wyatt a lot. Wyatt's great.
yeah,
I feel like the aloof flavor is a good flavor for the party.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting. It's always interesting to like play in someone else's sandbox and experience their style for adjudicating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Although I will say,
Also, thank you for
drives
the
me
follow.
drives me up the wall that all of our decisions are entirely arbitrary. Um, because the world is such pudding jelly around us.
Right, it's
Like
all
we're gonna
improvised
have
right
we're
on the
gonna have the
spot.
orc encounter tonight. So no matter what steps you take to prevent it, orcs will be appearing. So it's like, okay, if I can't make a choice that has any actual impact on the narrative, what am I here to do? I guess entertain the people, but um, it sort of feels
Yeah,
like
I
ramming
feel
your
like
head against a wall.
you take the scenario and you just make you like I don't know, like I feel like our mission in that particular actual play with Endsmeet is not to
Play the game.
well, it's not to like so it's I wouldn't even call it like a railroad. It's like God, the 4 a.m. of it all. How do I explain what I'm thinking?
I would liken it to like looking through a lens, and you can move the sheet of paper underneath the lens, but and he'll move that around, but we cannot get out of what that lens's field of view is. So we can wiggle around a little bit, but there's not a ton of leeway there.
I think to explain this really abstractly, we take the scenarios that Steve gives us and apply our colors to it. We press his scenario into our shape and make it like just our characters. We're not necessarily like making broad sweeping changes to the story that that we're going on, that Steve is laying out for us. But we are like, God, I don't even know. Whatever. You either get what I mean or you don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
The 4 a.m. of it all.
I just very strongly feel that of all mediums, this one has the highest level of interactability and flexibility, and to deny the experience that does it a great disservice.
It's
But that's
just
just
different. It's a different kind of medium.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Scottish Jeff, there will never, ever, ever be anything ever again that's produced that is not reforged. Take that to the bank.
Hey Jay, good to see you. I haven't played CNC, but using Zagyg or CNC modules for AD&D or other OSR games feels super easy enough to do.
It's very easy. And Jeff, what's something that Jeff did and something that I've continued to do is sprinkle in that AD&D lingo. So like I'll say Constitution save versus spell or something, so you know what your save is. Gary included optional rules for traps checks, like the thief percentile skills and the forced doors and secret doors kind of stuff. So it's, especially with that, it is dead simple. The only thing you got to do is calculate either build a 2-hit matrix, which I wouldn't really do. I would probably just subtract the hit die, the level of the monster from 20, and treat that as their AC, their 2-hit AC 0. And then almost like second edition, just do it straight rather than in chunks. Go 1-to-1 up and down.
I've never played a module. Like
You've never played the module?
No.
Yeah, you have.
Like I've never, or sorry, I should say I've never run a module.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what module have I played besides Zagyg?
Just Zagyg. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You lost me at math.
Could you call Zagyg a module?
Yeah, it's sort of structured so that each level is its own module with its own introduction and explanation of the area. I think originally they were all supposed to be at some point.
We cracked 557. Let's go.
Holy crow.
We're going up.
At some point, each floor was supposed to be something like this, right? So each level, you'd have like 27 of these. And you'd be like, oh, okay, well, here's level 1, so we're going to crack this open. And what I love about these is that the covers come off and the map is right there. So you can use that as a screen.
That's very cool.
Yeah. It's super module. Yeah. Yeah, like SGD, or not SGDQ, GDQ, right? Giants, depths, Queen of the, what are the D1 deep underground, whatever, and then Queen of the Demon Web Pits.
No idea.
Someone knows. Yeah, Temple of Elemental Evil too. The
GDQ Queen of Spiders.
What's the Descent? Okay, so yeah, it's Giants, Descent, and then Queen. Or Drow. Drow is probably a more but the Drow only appear in the. I guess they show up in the first one. It doesn't matter. That was like the first adventure path, I guess, where it was like 7 modules that would go one after the other after the other. They were pretty tough. The very first one is there's some hill giants out in the countryside causing problems. Your king has told you to go and deal with it. And if you come back not having done it, they're going to execute you. And you're like, well, I guess I'm dealing with giants today. And it just starts. It's kind of neat. You're basically wandering through an enormous log cabin, like fort, where everything's like 3 times the scale. And you're walking around. And you're like, oh god, you're hiding in like coats on hooks and things. And you can dress up. You can disguise yourself as a hill giant child, but you have to murder a hill giant child to do it. Which is a little morose. They've got like 200 orc slaves in their basement, just like doing things, which is very strange. You can like let them out and they run amok.
I love being shrunk down and wandering through a regular sized environment. or anything that it elicits
The
that
arena,
flavor.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
But like, what I mean, like, I don't know. That's such a Nick and I were talking about this, like, when you're wandering around like a big environment where just everything's big and you're little.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. It's just fun. It's a fun time.
Joe Goodman had the license for the Lankmar fantasy world, and he did an adventure where you were shrunk down to the size of mice, and you're like fighting a feral cat and stuff in like an old house, and cat fights like a dragon because it's just this big terrible thing to you, which is fun.
The halfling thief could disguise himself as the giant. That would be funny. I would love to know how they pull that off.
Which Lankmar novel is that? I haven't gotten. I know there's a few more. There's like 2 or 3 I haven't read yet. Hey, no.
Oh. Keep on the Borderlands, still my favorite module of all time. The Goodman Games original adventures reincarnated. Keep on the Borderlands book is a personal fave.
Keep on the Borderlands is great. I think this is my favorite adventure module as well.
I like the cover.
Yeah, they're fighting hobgoblins.
Nice.
They're like little. I like the keep itself on the back.
Oh, that's a cool piece.
They're like walking up to it on the earthen rampart.
That's
on there.
sick.
It's also got a great, depending on your taste in art, picture of an owlbear looking very Muppety.
Very nice. Very Muppety.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the fucking Lynx whatever with the lips last night. What the fuck was that even?
The were-tiger?
Yeah.
Come on now.
The face just like hit me weird.
Oh, you know what we should have done? A glossary to explain all the weird archaic terms.
700k stretch goal glossary for Castle.
I'd have to go back through and read it and find them all. like a Merlin window. Like who knows what that is? A credenza.
Welcome in.
A mantlet.
A small mantle.
A gibbet. A mantlet is a
gibbet
like
is when you want to be given something. You say gibbet.
Gibbet. No. A mantlet is it's like a portable wooden barricade that you move as you're advancing towards a tower or a castle during a siege. A credenza, yeah, no. Credenza ain't even that bad. I mean, obsequious factotum, that's a pretty banger pairing of words. An obsequious factotum is
wait, let me
kiss
guess.
ass.
Oh shit.
Oh, sorry.
Next.
It's someone who works for you that's like totally like, oh yes, of course, anything you want.
Obsequious factotum.
Yeah. A factotum is like a servant, and obsequious is a state of like being like under like extreme genuflection and oh, I'm not worthy to be in your presence, your excellence, of course. Your wisdom is bestowed by the gods themselves. No mortal dare question you.
Coburg. Ugh.
Got a list.
The internet say the story where the gray mouser is shrunk to mouse size is the Swords of Lankmar, so hopefully that's accurate.
That's like the last one. I've not gotten that far.
If you like Conan art, look on the Trillers website. Yeah, dude, we sell the complete illustrated works of Howard and Edgar Rice Burroughs. We've got a bunch of different art books like up on our store. We love Conan art.
Gibbet, mellifluous, colonnade, acrimonious, corbels, putlog, windlass, lasuna, pince-nez.
Windlass is when there's no wind.
Close enough. It's a big crank.
Pinceless is when there's no pins.
It's pince-nez.
Pince-nez?
Yeah, pince-nez.
Pince-nez is when pince-nez is when
take your time.
Pince-nez is what I learned in boating school is
I love seeing the gears turn. I can hear them clicking.
You can hear the smoke belching out my ears. Pin sniz is when you've got a sniz and you gotta hang it, and so you pin it, and then it's pin sniz.
See, I would have thought it would have been like the head of a pin going achoo.
Pin sniz.
Pince nez is those glasses that sit right on your nose. They're not over the ear at all. They're like little lenses.
I like those. Ooh, in AD&D, when do you earn XP for gold returned to civilization? It isn't when you get it.
But yeah, sure. I mean, whenever you want to do it. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you how to run a game from
Be adjudicated by the
1977.
Capkeeper.
Yeah.
PSA's. I'm still on Pinsna's. CK's discretion. It's the last Pez in a dispenser that you have to shake out. So when do you all think the Backer kit is going to end? Besides never. Yeah, we still got
Calabash. I don't know that one.
8 minutes going still.
Oh, it's a plant. Oh, it's like a gourd. Oh. These words. It's an L. Height. Interesting. Yeah, I wrote all these words down, but never wrote down the definition. So, cenotaph. That's a great word, whatever it is.
Question: what keeps the Backer kit over time going? Any pledge? Yes, any new pledge for any of the 30 different campaigns in Mega Dungeon Month, or anyone adjusting their pledge. So any add-on, any increase or maybe decrease in a pledge.
I'm crazy if reducing it, did it?
Everyone just like unpledges. Cenotaph is a no. It's when a taff is invisible. You cenotaph.
Cenotaph. Ooh.
Defenestration.
I think my favorite. Defenestration is great.
Defenestration. It's where you have to defend something, but you're fancy.
Close. It's when you fall out a window.
What do you mean close?
Conglobate. That might be my favorite word. Either that or toxicognath.
Toxicognath?
Yeah.
What's toxicognath?
That's the big modified forelimbs of a centipede that they turn into fangs. They're like legs with venom injectors on them.
That's awesome. If you could have any bug feature, such as that thing that you said, that word that was really long.
The dancing skills of a bee. They communicate by wiggling.
Bees are great. God bless them.
They'll come into the hive, they'll do a little dance, and through their dance, they'll explain where flowers or whatever it is.
I think I would want... ant powers.
Just all the powers of an ant.
Walking up walls specifically.
Walking up walls,
Walking up
not the
stuff.
proportionate strength.
I don't think I would have as much use for that. I mean, it'd be fine.
That's a loaded question.
It'd be
Scott,
cool.
Don't they produce like fumaric acid? Fumaric acid? They produce an acid. Ant acid. Not antacids. Ant chemical.
Ability
No,
to
not to
move or
kill
run through
them.
Plant. What?
Formic acid. It is formic acid.
Thanks for the lurk, Jay. We appreciate you.
Used by ants in the subfamily Formicinae. Formicinae. For defense, hunting, and communication. Yeah, ants can synthesize a type of acid that they inject via stinger.
What's the zombie ant fungus?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it affects a lot of invertebrates.
That was what I was gonna ask. I didn't know if it was only ants.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Um,
Cordyceps? No, that's The Last of Us.
I think maybe cordyceps. Yeah, no, it's cordyceps.
Is it also the
Yeah,
cordyceps in The Last of Us?
cordyceps is a genus of parasitic fungi. Zombie ant fungus. Is there a fungus called witch fingers?
AD&D rules as written are when you reach a place of safety and divide the treasure, it does not have to be spent. That is a common house rule. That makes sense to me. I'd probably do it
Yeah,
the same way.
it is witch fingers. Those are fucking gnarly.
Witch fingers.
Witch fingers.
Witch finger. Fungus, not cookies. Interesting. Wait, that's devil's fingers. Are they the same?
I think maybe. Yeah, devil's fingers.
The witch's eggs. Stinkhorn mushroom.
That was my nickname in high school.
Stinkhorn.
Stinkhorn.
It's about to be my fucking nickname.
Ew.
I don't know what I mean by that.
I don't know.
Buddha's hand is a great lemony fruit if you've ever seen it in Super. I've never seen Buddha's hand.
Uh,
Gang, I'm gonna be honest.
what did you not know about horsehair worms? Come on now. Everybody knows about that.
I didn't know about horsehair worms until last night. Oh, Guar, no, I'm not. I'm not Waffles. Waffles is very, very sweet, but that is not me.
Did you use the Storytel's Dictionary and or Thesaurus for CZ? I did not. I have something wrong with me where I just know a lot of useless words. And so that just hyper specific like sesquipedalian style is just like usually it's an enormous detriment in my writing, but for once it's it's useful because it's kind of on brand.
Question: at what point do the two of you collapse from exhaustion? Poll. God, over or under? I don't know.
Yesterday.
2 minutes ago.
I assume Jeremy knows his last name means wolf. I did. I did know that.
Poll. When do we collapse from exhaustion?
It's in that's why in Swords and Chaos the Wargasian Empire their emblem is the wolf with like arrows clutched in its claw. Sort of multiple like a sort of Roman parallel there, even though they're like culturally you know Hungarian, Eastern European, and of course because like to use your name in things sometimes.
Did you do a lot of world building for Swords and Chaos? Like, did you have like a setting to go?
There's a world, yeah. I did like super macro stuff because in what I'm sure will not be a surprise to you. I'm not very good at world building. Um, it's not one of my strengths. Like I can do like very tight to like the character stuff, but especially histories, I don't have a lot of patience for constructing those or mythologies or religious structures. Um, so it was just building enough to be mildly convincing, and then giving the players enough space to invent that. Um, because like I there's 10,000 gods. There's no proof that any of them are real, so any god that you invent as a player is equally valid in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it was just setting up problems. Um, because like the most interesting place to enter a story is just on the cusp of everything going to utter shit. So anywhere that you go in the world, you're like on the verge of this big change, and I don't know what like all of the pieces are set up, all of the conflicts are set up, the reasons all the people don't like each other is there. Um, but how it resolves, I have no answers for. I have all these conspiracies set up, and
That's
like
cool.
there's this um, in High Theriptia, they're ruled by this. It's a theocracy, so they're ruled by this high priest who is a servant of the solar serpent Apoth Ra, which through the book is implied. This is a page that I took from Dark Souls where I just imply a lot of things without outright stating them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very heavily implied throughout at several instances that Apoth and Ra were once separate deities. One was like the sun god, and one was like a sort of devil figure, like the serpent. And through the manipulations of this cult, they've sort of like obfuscated the two in the eyes of the public, and torn down the temples of all other gods.
Mm.
So they have sort of supplanted this very rich, diverse, religious, culture with a state enforced monotheism to what is probably the bad god, unfortunately. But I don't make a ton of outright statements on any of that. It's all just sort of vaguely there.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I
If I
struggle a little bit with the world building too. Nick is really good at it.
Yeah.
Um, I like political strife,
Mhm.
but that's about the only.
Yeah. Well, like if I were to put on my thinking cap and really set out to build something, it's just very difficult for to like you got to get the like I'm very my creative process is very momentum based,
Yeah.
and
Like once
so
you get the ball rolling, it's
getting
like
that ball rolling I really struggle with sometimes, especially
yeah.
if I don't think I'll be interested in it to start with. um but if I start with like a very small region like the size of the East Mark,
Mm.
and I just really lavishly detail that, I love doing that.
Yeah.
And then
Like
the
the zoomed
world
in
is
stuff.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the world is built through the actions of the players,
Mm-hmm.
or through emergent storytelling. I really value that. That's why I think wandering monster encounters are so great. I build a bunch of tables for different biomes, and then I roll up. They're in this random region, and I roll up orcs, and I'm like, okay, now I know that there's an orc settlement here, and now I have to invent what's going on with the orcs. Why are they here? It's a prompt generator basically. Um,
Right.
and I work a lot better with like some setup rather than just working from nothing.
Um. Question: is Swords and Chaos material usable in the CNC game and vice versa?
It is. I wish it was closer. I was, I was still in a love affair with Fifth Edition at the time, and so I brought a lot of that in, and I regret that pretty intensely at
Reforge
this point.
it.
I can't. I don't know the time. Um,
How many channels are participating in Summer Siege? We've got a lot. It's with Castle Zagyg madness. I haven't had the time that I want to like check in. And hey, we just got another pledge as I was looking at it. That was crazy.
wow.
We've got a lot of folks participating. It's very cool. I'm excited to get more into that next week.
Mm. Found an error while running this.
Yeah, you're saying the numbers were
Well, yeah, the numbers. It was a result of Steve having us turn the whole dungeon on its side. For some reason, Peter put numbers that he didn't update all the numbers, so I gotta on Monday. I gotta get with him on that. The other thing I found was that the threat range for random encounter determination. I put it at both ends. So in some parts, I'm talking about if you roll a 1, an encounter happens, and in other parts, I'm like, if you roll a 5 or 6, an encounter happens. It's like, no, I got to choose one end of the die roll to
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, Peter, I got to figure out where the numbers got shifted, and I gotta. What I'll do is I'll take the map, the PDF map that you sent me, open it in Photoshop, and just kind of in red write over them what the real numbers are, and I'll get it. I'll get it to you Monday.
I'm working on our sauce game as I hang out with y'all. Dude, let me know if I can help. While he's running
SOS.
Blood and Briar. Woo.
What is it? SOS? What?
Sauce. Summer of Siege.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. The 4 a.m. of it all.
What planet am I on?
Dude, I would like, okay, if anyone from Guild Superior is still in here hanging out, I must apologize. When we were streaming earlier this afternoon, we were like descending into this cave, and like we roll to, I think, look for like other entries forward, and I think I might have been like the only person who succeeded, but the GM Shiv explains our routes, and I fucking space out and do not hear a single thing that he says to me. And so there's like a moment of silence where everyone's just kind of like, and I don't know if I'm the only one who saw alternate entries or what, but everyone's just kind of quiet for a second and like, we go forward.
Well, yeah, those guys were very professional.
Oh, they're awesome. I feel
When
like I learn more about actual plays every time I hang out with them.
That's who we played with, right?
Yes.
Guild Superior. Okay, yeah. I was there. I was like, oh man, these guys are just serious. I did not anticipate having to, suit and tie this thing. But they were great.
They're great. I mean, it makes me want to like, be more serious with it and like, but oh my god, I just like my brain just wandered away from me. It's like, oh my god, I hope no one noticed that.
That's great. We're doing it because we want to, and thank you for your kind words.
Yeah, thank you, my friend, and thanks for hanging out. Thank you all for hanging out. We know that we don't have to. Part of it is fun. I'm speaking for myself. I'm very tired, but I don't know. It's fun to like still, hang in there and hang out together and like celebrate this release because we're only going to celebrate it this last time,
Yeah. I would like to return to this stuff though.
Yeah, Castle Zagyg.
Well, running it was like, obviously it should be fun, but it was way more fun than I assumed it was. Like, I forgot I was running it like we were doing a show. I was just I was just playing the game like it was any game, and I was just having a great time.
Well, that's what you want. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sparky says, how late are we going this time?
Well, let's see.
It's been an hour and a half.
It's been an hour and a half.
Can we beat the 11 hours and 20 minutes of last
I got shit to do tomorrow.
I invited Nick in. He might join us as well. I know that Peter is available to come hang out with us too. Steve might join later tonight if we're live. I know that Jay is going live at like 7 Eastern. Maybe we'll like raid into him at some point. I was thinking of like what to do today.
That's always the challenge, huh?
Well, like,
we could be productive. I don't know. It's day off. Who cares?
Could work.
I'm not working. As I was saying that, I was like, fuck no, it's Saturday. I'm not doing that.
Freed up if you're still looking for company. Nick, get on in here.
Sparky, I'll do it. Give me a time and a place. I gotta familiarize myself with the upper levels, because I didn't write any of that. I didn't write level 1 or the mouths or anything. The mouths I've got a better handle on, and everything else. Nick read the castle. I didn't look at the castle at all, and the East Towers. So All of that, I'm not. The only thing I know about the castle is that if you ring the doorbell, you get buzzed for 1 point of electric damage. Which actually, that reminds me, there's no wacky encounters in the Black Reservoir, so I got to put one in.
Nothing wacky.
There's nothing wacky.
Unacceptable.
Nothing funny.
Not enough jokes in Castle Zagyg.
More jokes.
Famously funny.
Famously funny. It is. I mean, what is in the? I think it's in the East Wall Rampart or whatever it's called. East Wall Towers. There's a statue where if you pull his finger, he produces a stinking cloud, and then the statue smiles at you. And that's all it does. So like that kind of goofy. There's a really neurotic stone that you can encounter in the dungeons, level 3, that just wants to be held, and is like really frustrated at every aspect of its life. It's like a Woody Allen character.
Oh, buddy, just needs a hug.
It wants to be held. It wants to feel like a dainty little pebble, but it's this huge stone. It's like, if you lift me, I'll love you forever. Which I was like, is this funny? I don't know if this is funny. I gave it to Nick. He's like, yes, this is funny. I was like, all right.
Wait, Nick was telling me about that. Isn't there like a twist to it? I don't want to spoil it.
Yes, there is. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. I totally forgot.
Hello.
Hello.
Change my
there you go.
name real quick. Yeah.
Nobody clipped that. You're right on time. We're talking about twists and turns and Zagyg.
Oh.
Zazyg.
Zygag.
Zazyg.
Zimzam.
The guy who just wants to be held, and then once you hold him, a twist happens.
The
pillar of Zag. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what was coming to mind for me.
Yeah.
As I was thinking about favorite twists.
Yeah.
Are we able to spoil that one, or do we want to keep it?
No.
That one's so cruel. I don't know that I want to spoil it. Is there anything silly in the Black Reservoir? I don't think so. I need to add something funny. Like the closest thing is the furtive pygmy, like his item.
Yeah, that one, that is really funny, actually. That's a great one.
Yeah.
One that I'm really proud of, that's my own personal invention, is the teleportation.
Oh, the Chamber of Valuable Insight. Yeah.
Yeah, the Chamber of Valuable Insight.
Because that's such a great double, because it's like the comedy double punch. Like it's so great.
Wait, that one you must explain.
There's a room in on level 2 filled with busts of Zagig's heads, and they're all animated, and they're like Statler and Waldorf, where they just like make really very childish, because they don't have his intelligence. They just have his desire to be silly, like cruel and humorous. So they just lob like schoolyard taunts at you constantly, howling with laughter at each other, because they all just wind themselves up. And it's called the Vault of Ridicule, I think. And there's another chamber you can go to called the Chamber of Valuable Insights, which teleports you back to the Vault of Ridicule.
Hello. Welcome.
Which is just brilliant. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Hello. I learned in our Saturday game that I just got out of, in seeing a GM play a really good asshole, that is not a skill that I have. Being able to come up with funny insults on the fly and just like lob them. I'm bad at that.
Well, you can always improve that skill.
Well, I think the likable asshole might be like the hardest
Peter, we lost
archetype to hit, because it can go so poorly so quickly.
Yeah, you gotta walk the line.
Yeah.
I think if you're committing to being an asshole, you just gotta forget about the likability part, and then if it happens, it happens.
But there are those that are like effortless at it, like Bruce Campbell in anything he does. He can be like the meanest prick motherfucker. You're like, damn, that's a likable guy. That's a funny, likable man. While he's demonstrating just like utter disdain for you. It's very fascinating. I don't know what it is. There's like a charisma to it. Hugh Laurie, yeah.
Hang on, I need to get a glass of water and one more coffee.
Unacceptable.
I will be like
unacceptable.
Everyone, be nice to Nick, Jeremy, and Peter. I'll be right back.
What? I'm always nice. What? Oh.
Let's see.
I really got to draw a scene that involves a lot of frogs falling down a well, though.
Frogs falling down a well.
That was us last night. Just
they all got dissolved as frogs.
Oh, that's right. You guys were in Zagyg.
Quite the riveting end there. We just
you got pretty far. I mean, you got to like level 9 by the time you stopped falling, but
that's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
How did you get turned into frogs?
There was a part, there's some kind of misty curse that we fell through on the way down.
The fog of Zagyg.
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden we're frogs, and then we're black slime chow or something like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
you
guy
cursed
is waiting
fog
patiently.
You cursed fog of Zagyg.
I would absolutely be fine with doing a like an Eastmark campaign. That would be great. I know Chuck kind of started us on it a while back, but it didn't go for more than a couple of days because of stuff. But
yeah, I don't have a super great command of the Eastmark stuff, just because I didn't write it.
Well,
I've read it once, but
when I was living in Tulsa, I was running a game group there, and I ran him through that area, and I got him like as far as the upper parts of the castle. This was back in 2014 before I moved, so there was a group that I was playing with up there. The game group sort of got landed on me, and that's what I had to run, so that's what I went with.
Nice.
So I was running Castle Crusades. They were playing Pathfinder characters, and so I just sort of converted a lot in my head and went with it.
That is quite the difference in system.
Yeah, well, it worked out. I don't fuss about rules too much. They just wanted to play characters, and I fudged a lot of things, and we just kind of we worked it all out. A lot of them in the group were like Renaissance performers, so they could act it all out. So we just had a lot of time just goofing off. It's a lot of fun when you get a lot of theater people in there.
Sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah.
Pull up the Eastmark.
There's a lot of little encounters in there, and I had to go
in the Yigsburg volume, but there's a separate Eastmark.
Yeah, but
like right up, that's much briefer.
There are in part of it, there's all these little numbers. There's like 80 I think there's like 80 different numbers that have all kinds of encounters through that whole
they're
area.
keyed encounters.
And
some of them are like dungeons.
There's elven parties, there's orc parties, there's bandits, there's knights, there's all kinds of stuff running around in there. If you need like origin points of where your characters come from, there's quite the little convention of lone mysterious strangers running around the place. I got a little sign that I drew that's like lone mysterious stranger convention sign up here. There's just so many. There's like a half a dozen of these little
just in the area surrounding Eagsburg.
Well, in the Eastmark, there are places that it's part of the random encounters. Sometimes they're in little inns. Sometimes they're in places that you encounter these people down the roads and just whatever, and and there are little mini dungeon areas. So there's a whole campaign that if you wanted to level up characters before you got into the dungeon,
I think there's like 2 or 3. There's the one with the menhirs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's the one with the degenerate pygmy ghouls.
The campaign actually suggests that you make 2 sets of characters. So you
Yeah.
have the ones running
Yeah.
around Yigberg for a bit. Then your next set of the characters are the apprentices of the other set, and
Right.
you send them out to go do things.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and that's all in the Yeagsburg book, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yigsburg was a unique challenge because it's so much material.
I mean, Chuck ran us through like a little bit of it, and there was just
I just mean getting
one.
getting it
Yeah.
republication ready.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I think I got it all nailed down at least.
There was no Word document, so we had to do like text extraction, and it
I
inserted.
know, I'm the one who did it.
Headers. Well, it inserted headers and footers.
Yeah.
Like all this like junk in there, which was just
Yeah,
so
well,
painful to find and get out.
I wasn't quite as adept at InDesign in those days, so I learned a few things since then.
Asa Gray says they just recently picked up the Yeagsburg book, and it's amazing.
It's
I just started reading it myself, and I got about as far as where Peter mentioned that it recommends two sets of characters, which I think is the first thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of neat little like there's like little nightly orders you can aspire to. There's just there are a lot of places that you could develop a good backstory for a character. If you wanted to have a guy who's learning to train for the nightly orders, you could have the rangers who are living in the area that patrol the territory. There's all kinds of stuff that you can work in there.
Is the Yigsburg book? Will the Yigsburg book be part of the current Kickstarter? So it's not part of the current one. It's part of the previous one. It's volume 1 of the 5-volume set. I think there's like a tier where you can like add on all the stuff from the first campaign, so you can get it through this. So it's volume 1, the Citadel, which I think is a slightly punchier name than Yigsburg.
Yeah, I agree with that. It doesn't have the same mystique, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, generally it's kind of pronounced Eggsburg because it's kind of a play on the EGG in the name. So.
Well, yeah.
Eggsburg.
Yeah. There's a lot of inferences to different characters from the family, like Sir Alex of Gaxhill, and various characters.
Yeah, there's
that are in there.
A lot of that. There was a first print Monsters and Treasure reprint. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know about that. It'd probably be fairly easy to do.
The original C&Z Monsters Treasure. Oh yeah,
I
still have all those files. Yeah, I still have all those files. It's not a problem.
I do wish that we could resurrect. What was that book? There were 2 monster books. There was Monsters and Treasure, and then the one with all the weird stuff.
I think
all the Fiend Folio crap in it.
Oh yeah.
First edition MNT on store and PDF.
Yeah, there was a lot, and that was one with a very lengthy open gaming license in the back.
Yes. Because I think there's a lot of monsters that got put on the cutting room floor that I really wish we could bring back. We took them out because we didn't have time to make art for them. Yeah. They were done, they were written, and they got pulled purely to meet a deadline and kind of curb the budget, which had ballooned out of control.
We need more Tabaxi. That's what we need.
They didn't last long. She was like, Leopard Men? No, get rid of them. I was like, all right. The one that really I was upset about was the we called them Gravlors, but they're Galebdurs, which is a monster that I just love. A lot of those pseudo elementals just got sloughed off. Not the para elementals, the things that are like elemental creatures, but they're not elementals. Is more what I mean. A lot of that got lost, which I think is a crying shame. Some of the cuts that hurt the most, I have a list. The Toadhemoth was one that I had designed that I wanted to add that didn't get in. That one sucks because that's an awesome monster. MNT. Let's see what's in here.
Yeah, there's some of those things I kind of forgot about. It's been a lot of years, so.
Yeah. Aerial Thrall, Algoid, or Aljoid, Apparition, the Banderlog, the Bodak. Sucks we lost the Bodak. I'm really upset about that.
I'm gonna have to go through you at
Snapper.
some point and figure out what art we've already got for monsters that are in these Yigsburg books and save me redrawing a few of them.
Giant Crab, Crabmen. I'm gutted we lost the Crabman. I love Crabmen. Dark Mantle, Devil Hound, which I took out because there's too many goddamn. Like, is there any? It's just a two-headed dog. Like, come on, is there really any? Draugr, the Gravelor, which is the Gale of Dur. I don't know how to pronounce it. Kilmulis, I think. Kilmuis.
I don't know.
Which was not in MNT, but I added it in there because I wanted to make a list of like, okay, what Fae are visually distinct, are both visually and characteristically distinct enough to warrant their own dedicated entries. Because I had to take out like 90 of them that were just like interchangeable, that just bloated the page count. And then I made this little list, and this was one of them. I was like, it's got an interesting look. It kind of looks like a shrew. It's got this weird trumpet nose, and they're helpful until you cross them, and then they leave. So that one was a shame. I don't think Nick is talking. Oh, you are muted.
Yeah, am I?
Ah, what the hell? Thank you.
Marrow. I like me a sea ogre a lot, and we have a desperate need for aquatic creatures, and the loss of the Marrow was very sad to me. The Mind Mole, which was one that I created that did not make the cut, that I'm very upset about. The Nereid, Night Eater. I don't remember what that was. Something else. The Peck, which is another like pseudo elemental.
Why did all these get chopped again?
We didn't have time. We didn't have time or room. A lot of it was. There were several times where Steve was like, "Get rid of 6 of these. Get rid of 7. Get rid of 5 more of these. Get rid of 4 more of these." Like, he just come to me and be like, "Cut it. Keep cutting it. What do we not have art for? Cut it." Because we were way past the deadline and way over budget.
I see.
One that got cut that we actually had art for is the Sea Lion, which was a damn shame. Now it's not a seal; it's a lion. It's like a mer lion.
Yeah, I know what it was.
Fun.
I wasn't sure whether me or Dreamy drew that one, but yeah.
Not the mer lion.
No, I had gotten new art done for it. The seahorse.
Did we keep
the giant seahorse? The Shade, which is a fun monster. The Sheen, the Animal Skeleton, Svirfneblin, the Intellect or the Thought Devourer, which I think is the Thought Eater.
Oh, we lost all those?
Yeah, these are all gone. Giant Tick, the Void Spider. That can't be gone. That has to still be there. Giant Wasp, the Za, which is his Vart, the Yeth Hound. I think that's everything. There were probably more, but those are the major ones that got cut. That were, monsters strong enough to, I think, be worthy of dedicated entries. Yeah. There's just not enough here to do an MNT2. That's the problem.
Yeah.
How goes it? Where we
we can always fit them into like backs of modules.
Yeah. It's like a small like supplemental book. It doesn't have to be a full MNT.
Yeah.
Second.
So I wrote up a bunch of things that got cut from MNT for time and budget.
If we ever get around to 1001 monsters, like we joke about every now and again.
Yeah.
Stretch goal. Let's go.
Is the dolphin still in there? I think the dolphin got kicked to the animal appendix. But the idea for the dolphin was that it would be a magical beast, so it's intelligent. It's like a good sea creature that's intelligent and communicate with you telepathically.
We cracked 558K. Woo! What is Nick's role among the trolls? Asks Wily Hobbit.
I self-describe myself to Peter as the Igor to Jeremy's Frankenstein.
That's pretty apt.
Yeah.
I think so. For years now, I've described myself as Chief Whipping Boy.
And
I think I may pass that title on to you, Nick.
Yeah. Wow, this feels momentous.
Yeah.
I probably got a little bit too much info dump on suggestions for putting tags next to things, but
Yeah.
well,
No
there's
sweat. It's
there's
all
a
helpful.
there's a few little tricks I learned, and it's easy that if I can find a marker in the InDesign document and say
Mhm.
change this, and I can do it all at once. It's done instead of hunt.
Yeah.
And for things like text, I found a way I learned the thing about text boxes, and you put the little markers next to each paragraph you want in the text box, and I can replace the whole thing, and it's done. I don't have to
Mhm.
hunt them all at once.
Man, there's some. So in addition to the ones that were cut, I also have a document called M&T add-ons, which had everything that I created that was like missing. And a lot of this got in, but a lot of it didn't. I had made a Gith Yankee and Gith Zerai equivalent.
Oh,
That I liked a lot. They had like class levels, and they could be extremely powerful. I had the exit ray got in there. The Jackalware got in there. Giant jellyfish got in there somewhere. The leopard man did not make it. I really was fighting for him. The were hyena did not make it.
oh,
Damn.
Mind
were
mole
hyena.
didn't make it.
But can we get a were liger in there? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Morlock actually made it in. I was very glad about that. I don't know if the brown mold made it. Nixie's got in. Piranha got in somewhere.
Did we put mind flayers in there somewhere, or was that?
Yeah, they're mind ravagers.
There you go.
Pyre Strider that did not get in, but the Pyre Newt did get in.
a Pyre Newt.
He's like a little. He's like a newt man, but they live in volcanic regions and they are immune to fire.
So what you're
They're
saying is
resistant to fire.
baby.
Who is that
So-
behind the Troll Lord Games account in chat? Is that Chuck or Steve?
If he's saying gods and bones, that's Steve. That's 100% Steve.
I'd buy that.
What would Chuck say instead?
Yeah,
What
Pyre
does
Newts
Sam
and Pyre
have?
Striders.
So
Where
so
John's-
basically, you just reinvented the elemental salamander.
Well, no. So it was I think it was a fiend folio monster. He's like a guy that is just like a glistening skinned little salamander that rides around on sort of like that weird. What does Peace ride on in Wizards?
William M&T is Monsters and Treasures.
Wasn't it like a snail of some kind?
Well, it was on two legs. It was like an ostrich, kind of.
Yeah, I don't remember the creature.
Yeah, it's like that, but it spits miniature fireballs. And I had one of those, and it just didn't. It got cut, so I had to sneak them in very tightly into the entry on Pyre Newt to be like, they ride these things that spit fireballs. Sabretooth, I think that got in.
Dangerous, Sparky.
Giant Seahorse did not make it in. The Sea Lion did not make it in. The Serpent Men got in, which I was very surprised I was able to get those in. The Sklan, which are just the Slod. I just made Slod. Spriggans got in. Giant Squid got in. Sprite got in. Thought. Toadhemoth, my one true love. 16th level monster.
Steve says that he wishes he could join us, but he's busy watching Peppa Pig.
Hey,
So he's got the
Priorities.
granddaughter with him then, so that's what.
No, I like to think the granddaughter's not there. He's just like really got to catch my.
Yeah,
my
he's
program's
catching up.
on. My program's on. I
Program.
gotta,
Hey, all the weird stuff I
Hey,
watch,
Fosco.
no judgment whatsoever here.
Are there Tritons in the latest printing of M&T?
I think so.
Aird has mer people. Oh, M&T, not M&T of A.
Well, there's mermaids in M&T.
In the TA.
I thought we had a Tarask, didn't we? I'm sure we put
Yeah, we
one in
do.
there.
Yeah,
I
we
certainly
do.
drew a picture for it. There's a
Peppa
game
the
group I used to
Werepig.
play with. There was a game group I used to play with in Arkansas that we're all like roughly 18th level characters. We had a big duke out with a Tarask at one point.
Let's see, is the Triton in here?
Nasty.
I hope it is.
Nick, you're currently playing the highest level character for Castles and Crusades that I've ever run in an adventure.
There's a Triton in here. Great.
True.
9th level. Big stuff.
I'm a 9th level mentalist.
I was
Very
looking at
powerful.
I was thinking about bringing my elf over into Castles and Crusades, but like the original elf class, but he's roughly equivalent to an 18th level character. So
Oh, the Water Weird. I had a Water Weird too.
yeah, those guys are fun.
Are they
weird?
weird?
Yeah.
It's an elemental, like a little snake thing. It comes out
It's
of
a
the water.
yeah, it's
Little
a
guy.
tube of water that moves like a snake.
I think I have the art
What's that?
for that.
What's that movie? There was a movie about they were underwater and the water would form into this this creature that would. And I'm trying to remember the movie now, but
Shape of Water.
Yeah, no, it was before that, years and years ago. But
Creature of
they
the
were
Deep Lagoon.
they were in a submersible and they were dealing with this alien creature that was basically would move around in like water tendrils
Oh,
and it would form
Abyss.
Phantom Menace.
that
The
was
Phantom
it.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
I sort of forgot about anything Star Wars related after the first 6 movies. So
Man.
I think the Toad Hemoth is on the Patreon, which I haven't posted on in like 2
Toad
weeks. 'cause I'm-
Hemoth.
Yeah.
Justice
the
for Toad Hemoth.
We need the people demand Toad Hemoth.
Toad
people is
Hemoth
me.
fans rise up.
I mean, I can throw some stats at level 16, 70 hit points, AC 18, 18 feet tall,
Oh, he's just a baby.
we need more we need more kaiju. That's what we need.
30 foot movement, 30-foot swim.
How round?
Get the
Yeah.
world turtle in
round.
there. Come on.
Give us a
Scale of
round. 1 to 10 on the roundness scale.
He's 18 feet tall, 10 feet wide.
Could be rounder, but
be
not
rounder.
bad. Not bad.
I'd give him
Well,
maybe
that's
like
counting all his
6.
tentacles. So
Oh, so maybe substantially more round.
maybe like an 8 on the roundness scale.
Yeah.
That's
Toad
pretty
Hemoth,
high round.
AC 18 for tentacles, AC 16 for their body, AC 14 for their tongue. Fire resistance, electrical impairment. I think if you electrocute them, they like suffer a
But
penalty to initiative.
But do you have the world turtle in there? That's the important thing.
What would that even be? Like,
It's think of the
I
legend
know
of
what the world
giant,
I know what the world turtle is, but like,
it's
how
a
would
it's a
you
kai
even,
it's a kaiju.
how would you even
It's
endeavor to
basic-
provide statistics for that?
You don't. You just consider it a national disaster and run like hell. The only one who was able to ever really tackle that kind of stuff was the Monkey King. I mean,
Frogtown? I've never seen or heard of Frogtown.
I don't have a tax listed. What the hell?
Frogtown.
movie.
Going to Frogtown, USA.
Giant frogs are
Frogtown
one of
is
those- is a what?
Frogtown was like it was the like little starting town in the setting that I made.
Yeah. Oh my god, you guys, Nick's setting is so good. He has a world called Nasana. I'm obsessed with it.
It's more about Frogtown.
Yeah, Frogtown is the best. Giant
yeah,
frogs are one of the most classic things to throw at newbie adventures because you have at least one of them get swallowed.
that had
Ooh.
happened a lot in a series called Konosuba. The giant frogs would just everybody come back to town just covered in slime.
I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat.
Potato.
I had $1 for every time I came back to town covered in slime.
I'd have $2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Weird that it happened more than once.
What do you? All right, so we've got my lock-in answer. We've got Jeremy's lock-in answer. Peter and Nick, what are we gonna do on Castle Zagyg? What answer are you locking in? Your pride
what?
hinges on this bet. What do you think
Well,
we're gonna rate?
they may be
for
pulling
Castle-
the plug at midnight. I don't know. I heard a rumor.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, my brain kind of spaced. It was. I thought you were talking about something completely
You're
different.
good. My brain's been spacing all day.
What I had 3 hours of sleep. I was fine, but yeah, it's just
I can't believe.
I don't sleep most of the time anyway, so it's just usually I have to dip myself into a book to make myself so tired that I can actually sleep. That doesn't always work out because I read an 8-volume series in one night, so
I think
There's-
Castle Zagyg is gonna do whatever Jeremy said +1.
Hey,
already
Master.
past that. So
No, I said 565. So
yeah, we're kind of past that though. So.
Are
we're
we?
not.
No,
No, we're not.
no.
We're at 558.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
I thought you
Yeah,
said
they did.
556 or something like that, but
565,001 is my guess.
Wow.
I'm just astonished it's still going. But
I guess no one has any ambition.
What are you guessing?
600.
I mean, it would have been nice to see
Okay.
600K because we have stories we can tell.
It's
Because
still
we were talking about
possible.
that. We were talking about that last night.
They
there's a
want the
lot of
annual?
us.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of us that have, my dad had some stories with Gary. When he used to sit there and when we go to shows, my parents would go, and my dad would just sit in a corner with Gary and just talk about stuff that wasn't gaming, because because my dad's a reenactor, and he had just a lot of conversations, and and it wasn't anything he deliberately did. He would just go out inside and sit, and some of these people would come and find him, and they would they just kind of sit there and shoot the breeze for a while. But um,
Yeah, it would be nice.
but I've got stories. There was one time I actually played on his porch a little bit, and when we went up to Milwaukee Game Fest, we went up one time, and we were sitting around. Bill Sylvia was in this game, and Rob was there, and Casey Christopherson was in there. There's a group of us, and Gary is just running us through. Here's a quick encounter. I think it was like some of the first preliminary stuff of Yigsburg, one of the just little wilderness encounters, and he was just running us through that really quick. So
that's cool.
Do you remember what character you played?
I was playing like an Elven Ranger, like I normally
of course. Of
well,
course.
I have two favorite kind of characters. I have the elf class that I've been playing for a very long time, but I will always default to Elven Rangers if no one else is playing one. But usually, if whatever we're playing, I will build a character that will fit that is what is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my gnome got desiccated, so I put a fighter in there because we needed to have a tank. I mean,
what happened to the gnome?
Yeah, his face pulled off.
So Steve has been using this as a big sort of a game MacGuffin the whole time, because my halfling character got cursed, which ended up cursing the other characters that were involved at the time. So he's been using this whole plot point that's been going on because of that. So I think it was hilarious. I don't know.
I really like the quest hook. I think it's fun. I like that it's like a relatively mundane thing. Like just the fact that our party allowed that injustice to happen, and so we're like haunted by the consequences of it, and then we have to seek to either like make it right, or if you're Jonic, disbelieve it.
My current character is sort of on a kind of a meta plot. He's on this sort of revenge arc, but he can sort of do other things in the meantime. Getting to Arenal, where a couple of his relatives are, he did a thing, and that's going to move on. So, yeah.
Ooh, Jeff is playing a human ranger for Blood and Briar. You're gonna. A ranger is a good thing to have for Blood and Briar.
I've been wanting to play a ranger in CNC for a while now.
The dwarven ranger in CNC is by far the most effective humanoid killer in the entire game.
That's cool.
Dwarven ranger sounds very cool.
Yeah.
I had a dwarf I used to play, like the old dwarf class, but he had this whole miner theme, so his main weapon was a shovel. So he's got one of those big. It almost does the same kind of damage as a broad spear, but it's just this big shovel weapon.
I like the idea that I don't know if you guys know Andoroth.
Oh yeah.
You have heard me.
I know
never
Andoroth,
shut up about Andoroth. I like to imagine that Andoroth was a ranger. Andoroth was a dwarven sailor in the early days of Aird.
Right. Okay.
The greatest dwarven sailor and the first.
He was a G.
He was cool. I will not go on a rant about Andoroth and how he's the coolest character in all of Aird. I'm not going to do it.
One of my favorite things in Aird is actually the whole concept of the Elven Quest Knight, because they have this. Steve has this history written about how they've sent all these little elf quest knights out to go find one of the missing princesses of the Elven nation that is out in the world, and that whole thing just jazzes me, because right there I'd want to play like the elf class being part of one of those quest knights to go as, even if it's part of, but an elf in Aird lives as long as Freeren's people do, like they're immortal, so they have time to go do these things. So the character probably would have other. What?
Which princess was it?
It was one when the aired stories. Apparently, there is an elven princess of the people that are still living in uh, the Shindale, and one
Was
of
it
the
Londea?
princesses. Yeah, I think so. But one of the princesses is out in the world somewhere, and they've sent the quest knights to go out and find her. I don't know what character classes these are, but but the very idea of a quest knight is right up my street.
That's cool.
I wish I'd read that sooner when we were started this Eastmark gang, because I would have jumped right on a character like that.
Waffle says, "Why did Barbarian's tracking ability get removed?"
It's kind of under survival if you want to stretch it a little bit that way.
It's still in deer stalking.
Yeah, deer stalking is all of that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't realize that it was removed.
The thing that I was aware of that the barbarians that got removed was they had a like a rage ability that got taken out fairly quickly. I don't know why. I could venture a guess as to why. But
the barbarian whirlwind attack is actually a little bit stronger than the fighter's combat dominance, which is kind of a fun thing.
Well, they've got to have something too.
Yeah, I don't like the rage monster interpretation of the barbarian. I think that's very boring. And just a pet peeve of mine is that any point in the course of playing the game where you have to explicitly exit the fiction to explain mechanically what you're doing, I think is something of a failure. So in my brain, the phrase "I would like to rage" is like a hot iron spike being driven directly into my frontal lobe.
Well, that's
because you can play yourself freaking out, but nobody ever does. They're just like, I would like to rage now, please. And it's like, no, stop it.
That's when you just sit there and say, I charge into battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you do.
Now, if I'm going to play a barbarian-like character, I'm actually going to play a skald, because I'd make a spear that would whistle like a singing weapon. Just make it all out of wood. You can whirl it around like.
Greatest character build you can do. Human. Class and a half. Barbarian, rogue. That's it. You're done. Go. Have fun.
I have a ranger thief character just from back in the day. They're the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Also, Gray says, "Can I ask about the design choice on giving monks a D12 for HP?" I like the hard.
You can. None of us could explain it.
Was that Steve or Davis?
It was
it's the people who designed the game, which is none of us.
Mark Sandy wrote that class, and Mark Sandy absolutely loves monks. But the idea of, as I remember, the idea behind that was a character who is developing their constitution, so they're tougher. Yeah. So they've learned how they're
like
learning
the Shaolin monks, like just repeatedly hitting themselves.
I like that more. They've
developed a body ki. So along with their turning their hands and the magic weapons, they're learning how to focus their ki into toughness. So, to my mind, hit points are kind of like a blade of mana armor. So the stronger your character gets, the more you're enveloping yourself in chi armor. Basically, at least that's my logic. But
that's a cool
I watch a lot of anime, so
yeah, I don't know. I have very little traffic with the monk. I think it's totally out of place.
Boo.
But yeah, that was Mark Sandy's favorite character class, so he wrote that one. So Mike Stewart wrote the knight. The halfling I wrote the class, so because I love halfling classes. But one of my first characters was a character named Andwise. He was a halfling class from the early box set days. But I've played at least once. I've played a little bit. I think I've played pretty much every kind of class and race combination that there is. So.
I was like, did someone say halflings?
Yeah.
So it used the Rangers tracking for the barbarians.
Yep. You do whatever you want, man. You can give everybody backstab and spellcasting. It's not going to really break the game.
That's what kind of what class and a half is for, is if you
Yeah.
want to give your character, if you want to make a ranger barbarian, or just what you do is you take the barbarian and you build him as a scout, and then you add the scout part onto the barbarian, so your character has the tracking abilities, so that won't double up too many of the abilities too much. Unless you can do a different kind of barbarian if you want to give them the monster dominance damage, which would, the combat marauder. That's what I'm thinking of. I think that's what it's called. That's why my ranger was doing so much damage in Zagyg there, because they get like a +1 per level when you're dealing with humanoids.
That's cool.
Yeah. Of course, I completely forgot about that for like like a whole game session. So
I just was playing Symbaroum earlier this afternoon, and that system is really interesting. Or I mean, maybe it just is novel to me because I have not seen something like this really. But it's a D20 based game where you aim to roll, like lower numbers are better. You want to roll underneath your skill level.
Yeah.
Or
that's
skill.
Yeah.
That's like AD&D, isn't it?
Yeah, that's totally AD&D.
Cool.
Second edition in particular, you take.
Man, I miss my blade singer, man.
Yeah, you'd buy proficiencies, and it would modify your target number, but your base target number was your attribute score, and you had to roll under your attribute score. So you succeeded way more than you didn't if you had good stats. If you had an 18, you're succeeding 90% of the time, or 85% of the time, because I think a tie is not enough. But
I had an absolute ball with a blade singer class when I was playing with the Mena Arkansas game group. Came in there with that guy with swords and magic at the same time.
But you were talking. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You were talking about that game.
Room.
Yeah.
It was just cool. It was my first time doing a system. Like, I guess actually, was that my first? So I just started so we started playing Symbaroum, and then we also started a Call of Cthulhu actual play, which is similar.
Love Call of Cthulhu.
Does that work the same way?
Yes, you roll underneath, like higher numbers or lower numbers are better.
Yeah, because there's like 2 thresholds for success. If you get really low, it's really good.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Somebody, when we were first developing Castles and Crusades, now we're going way back, and somebody was talking about how they wanted to play a thief with percentile numbers, and I said, well, look, you just take the numbers,
multiply all the numbers by 5.
Yeah, but they wanted a pool of points. I said, well, you do that at level, and you distribute it the way you want. You get you a little bit more of a granular character, but it gets you to the same place. So, and the guy was like, well, okay, yeah, I'll go do that. So off he went.
Well, this is apparently we're going to get a lunch Cthulhu game going at the office. Dude, what office do you work at?
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Of course, all the monsters went and ate their lunch, so everybody's very tired after.
That rules. We should get a lunch hour game going.
I used to do live action vampire.
Yeah, right.
Like I think maybe once a week, once every other week, I'll clock out for a lunch hour. That's.
No, I just work through it. I'm like, fuck it.
It's less of a work culture thing and more of a we get just sucked into our tasks thing, I feel.
Yeah.
You get wrapped up in a drawing, you forget about lunch. I do that like every day. I just forget meals. I shouldn't be, because I get my blood sugar goes. But I get lost in a drawing, and I realize that like 8 hours have gone by, and I'm like, oh well, maybe I should go eat something.
Oh, I don't forget meals anymore.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. I just have a deep lust.
Lust.
We made pasta salad. Well, I say Nick made a really good pasta salad.
Pretty good. It turned out pretty good.
That
was my first pasta salad.
Most excellent.
Everything I read makes me hungry because it's all written by Japanese authors, so there's food all referenced to these things. I gotta figure out how to make it.
That's me.
It's like,
pretty much.
Damn it! I want to go to one of their summer festivals because it sounds awesome.
Once every hour, I'll think about a hot dog. So that keeps me pretty primed.
Ready
Man, I
for
could
it.
really go for a Frank about now.
Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking
Lord.
about.
Dog lust.
They have
I gotta-
these. They have this sort of Christmas market around here. You can get these hot dogs that are like you
That's
can joust
awesome.
with these things, and the German sausages. They come over. Some folks come over from Germany, and they set up this market down in the city.
Sure.
The dream.
I live in a great place because there's a lot of arts here. There's a lot of very well-known comic artists and concept artists from Marvel films, and all kinds of people live in this area. But you go into the town and you can find just any kind of food you can imagine. There's gaming events, there's game shops, there's historical reenactments, there's all kinds of things here,
That's
which is
awesome.
one of the reasons why I picked the area. But
That's very cool.
Which area is that, if you don't mind sharing?
it's called Leeds. It's up near
Oh,
York. Yeah,
sure.
so it's a college town. So there's a lot of universities, and the local one of the English universities where Tolkien used to teach before he went down to Oxford.
Mhm.
So he taught at the English school down here.
I
And,
fucking learn you one. I'm pretty good. You want
Oh,
something?
great.
I'll give it
Now
you.
we've got footballer Jeremy.
I love me a bit of footy.
Yeah. Well, they do all sound a bit like Schmeagol around here, but you know.
For a pint. I'll
We go-
God, dude.
give you
If-
£5 there for a picture of your spud, yeah.
I'm gonna be
You
right
go
guys
up
now.
to,
doing King of the Hill, fucking Lord of the Rings last night was sending me. That was too good.
That was so funny, dude. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Because you can picture it so clearly in your head.
Yeah.
That's just so great about it.
Ugh. Gang.
Cast it into the
Jeremy, I
fire.
thought your John Redcorn was chef's kiss. I don't think you crossed the line. I think you walked right up to it.
Ugh.
Gang.
Do your people celebrate Thanksgiving, John Redcorn?
in a
Did.
sec.
Once.
I gotta be real. I'm fading.
Yeah.
I think. I think the situation. I think the situation is thusly. I think what we're gonna do, unless y'all want to be here unattended, I might raid us in to Lord Gazumba and hang out with him, and then we'll see how it's going tonight.
Why don't you come home?
Well, because I don't want to just leave the stream
Grace,
unattended
come home.
physically.
Nah.
Your
I can't
kids
go
miss you.
home. I can't go home. Not yet. My job's not done.
No.
Saturday.
We're gonna raid into Lord Gazumba if that's cool with you guys. That's
Hell
not
no.
fine. We're doing it.
Damn, we might actually get 560. That's crazy.
I think we are gonna get to 560.
That's bananas.
Y'all, all y'all that have been hanging out with us. First of all, thank you.
Second of all, fuck you. No.
Now you got an offended dog behind you, Jeremy.
Who do you think you are?
If you want to help us out, please share the campaign. Tell your friends. Share it on social media if you do that sort of thing. Shout it from the rooftops if you prefer that sort of thing. Go into your local game shops and tell them what's up. They can get Castle Zagyg all 5 box sets at wholesale prices. It's pretty excellent. These box sets will never be this cheap again. After this, they are going to be retail prices.
I have to go.
Ah!
Not
I'm gonna have
retail.
to go wander back. I'm gonna have to go wander back up to York again because there's a place called Traveling Man that's a game shop up there, and they stock a lot of Castles and Crusade stuff.
That's awesome. Tell them what's up. Castle
Oh, they already
Zagyg.
know. They already know because Alan's always talking to him.
William says Tiffany Nickel is DMing Jay Scott, Ed Greenwood, and Anna Meyer on Jay's stream. Yes, we are gonna jump in.
We love Anna Meyer.
Nick and I are very big fans of Anna Meyer.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know who
Anna
that is.
Meyer. She's so
Anna
cool,
B.
dude.
Meyer. Yeah, she's doing a lot of mapping of Earth.
Oh, who that
Yeah.
is? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna raid. Raid has started. Hang out for the raid. If you have the time, hang out with Jay and the community. Say something nice about the game. It makes people's days when a raid drops and like the community sticks around and like hangs out a little bit. You've seen it turn my whole day around. I know for sure. So let's turn their whole day around. I'm sure they're having a great day already, but
Kiss
never
that
hurts to make
dog.
it better. We're gonna go. Go in peace. Make the words do good. We'll be back. Maybe tonight. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Tomorrow's the Lord's Day. We shouldn't work.
True.
Any final words? Hey, Jay, we're coming.
I'm glad that I've gathered you all here. I've got something very important to say.
Suppose you're wondering why I've gathered you all here.
We have something very important to tell you.
Yep.
And it's very essential.
You're really going to want to stick around for it.
We need to tell you all what is going on before this raid happens.
Very urgently. It's actually
It's really
kind of life or death.
urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
And
all
make sure you're all here.
I wasn't sure about doing it live, but I think it's really important.
Well, we cleared the optics for it, so I think it's.
Yeah.
We hope
I
that
think
you
it's
guys are
safe.
sitting down.
Yeah.
We had to extensively debrief here internally
I-
before we could bring this public.
And this is kind of like major for like the company and like the industry and
Huge implications.
so go
It's
ahead and
really
tell
going to
them.
turn everything on its head.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah.
And that